everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is a knitting podcast hosted by me, Melissa Reynolds. I have a special guest today who is my mom.
Hi.
She's a little shy.
I just don't know what to do.
So yeah, everybody definitely leave a comment below if you want to say hi to my mom. That would be very sweet, would make her feel a little better. She's extremely nervous. I'm still a bit nervous, but I feel like now with it being the 5th episode, I'm getting a little bit more comfortable and confident on the camera. But yeah, thank you for everybody that is a new subscriber. Thank you. So sweet. Everybody leaving me comments too. Oh my goodness. I try to get back to everybody. Yeah, thank you so much. It really warms my heart. So just, oh my goodness. I can't believe it. Like, honestly, even though I don't have thousands of viewers like other channels, I still cannot believe I have as many as I do. Last I checked, it was about 270 something.
Yeah, 278, I think.
And oh my gosh, y'all, that is so sweet. I mean, to me, I can't imagine that many people in my house. If all of y'all were to walk through my front door, I would want to make sure there's food for everybody. But oh my goodness, thank you guys. It means so much. But yes, this is a knitting podcast. This is going to be episode number 5. All right, so first finished object that I'm going to share, finished object, or FO, is the shawl I've been working on for my niece Callie. So this was a crocheted shawl, a free pattern from Hobby Lobby, and oh my gosh, it flew off of my hook, y'all, and I'm not like that much of a crocheter. I've only done little things here and there, but this was just an absolute joy to make. Absolute joy. Oh my goodness, so pretty. The only modification I did do on this was I added a little picot edge to it.
It turned out so pretty.
So instead of it just being a flat edge, something kind of similar to that, I thought this would just be a little extra dainty detail. And let me tell y'all, it was a labor of love on that row, because this is a beast of a shawl, especially with crochet, something I'm not that like,
you don't do all
like I don't do it all the time. I'm not like my mom. My mom can crochet like anything, I swear. She's been doing it way longer than me.
Yeah. A few more years.
Yeah.
Like 50.
Yeah, you have decades on me.
A few years of experience with crochet. We're equal on knitting, though.
Yeah, we are equal on knitting, which we can actually talk about since you're here. Towards the end of the video of like how we both learned to knit and how she showed me. So towards the end we can talk about that. But yeah, this took, what, 4 colors of yarn. I spoke about it in the previous episode of like colors, all that, but honestly, I did not have to use 2 skeins of the orange. I only used 1, but I am also a very tight crocheter. So I got away with 1 of the orange, 1 of the yellow, and 1 of the ivory. But I did have to use 2 skeins of the blue and barely touch the 2nd skein of the blue, barely. But I have washed it. I just put it in the washer and dryer, and oh my gosh, it is so soft and squishy. Absolutely love it. Oh my gosh, here's another view up close of some stitches. So I haven't sent this out, obviously, but I will be sending it out here soon to my little niece down in Texas. Well, I shouldn't say little niece anymore. She's growing up so fast. She just had her 16th birthday last week. And speaking of birthdays, so today is Monday, the 18th of April, and today is my fiance Brad's birthday. So happy birthday, sweetie. He'll be seeing this on Tuesday when I upload it. So all of y'all will be seeing this in the future. So this is a past, like, happy birthday, babe. I love you. And so for Brad's birthday, I'm making him some enchiladas. And I'm so excited. I made the sauce for it yesterday, so I had a bunch of chilies that I ended up putting into a stock pot and put in some onion, garlic, all of that. I soaked it and I let it simmer for a bit, strained it, pureed it, and then sieved that out and got a beautiful sauce. Seasoned it, so it's ready to go. Today we're doing the meat part of it, and then I'll be putting it all together. So I may be putting up some pictures at the end of what it looks like. I may not. More than likely I will. But anyway, there's finished object number 1 from me. So fast to make. Literally, I was shocked at how fast this went. Oh my gosh, I've never made a shawl that fast.
I know it.
I'm trying to think of
crochet, I think is faster.
I'm trying to think of a knitted shawl I've made that took me only 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
Less than a month for sure. And wow. Anyway.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be packaging this up and sending it off here hopefully this week once the roads get a bit better. Which I'll also talk about towards the end of this video, because some of y'all may not want to know about what's been going on in my life and my mom's life, but it's been a doozy this last week. So stay tuned if you're interested in that fiasco last week.
If you like to laugh.
Oh my gosh. So the other finished project I have, this was a spur of the moment thing for me. I just in my head thought, oh, that would be a good idea, because I knew my mom was coming. I knew we were going to be possibly going on a walk outside, and I thought, how fun would it be for me to have a little bag I could carry on my arm while I knit socks or something, and I don't have a bag like that. So I was thinking, okay, well, what can I do? I'm like, well, I'm not that great of a sewer, even though I did show my quilting stuff, but I feel like with that, it's something I can follow. They tell you exactly what to do. I have everything for it. I can sew it. But with a bag, for what I have in my head, I'm not confident in myself enough to do that yet. But I am confident in yarning stuff. So crocheting, knitting, what have you. So I went to my stash closet and I pulled out some of my old Plutalopi that I had from my Ato shawl. I had some leftovers there.
I love that. Mm-hmm.
And so anyway, I made a bag. And also I will apologize if you can hear a humming in this video. I have to have my AC on today, y'all. I'm gonna die. We have a south-facing apartment and we have a bunch of windows and it gets unbearable, it's so hot in here. And I feel if I open up the windows, y'all are gonna hear cars going by, wilderness, wind. It's crazy windy. So anyway, there may be a little humming of AC. I apologize. I'm sorry. But I don't like to sweat, so I have my AC on today. Okay, but anyway, back to my finished object. So I got my Plutalopi out and I crocheted a bag. Oh my gosh. So it has yeah, I did. I crocheted and felted it. That's how I made it. No,
that is so
the
cool.
only thing knitted are the I-cord straps. So I used, I think it was a 4mm. Yeah, 4mm hook and a 4mm knitting needle to do an I-cord, but I felted it, yeah. So it's not as, I would say, structurally sound as the Noro one I made back in 2016 or 17. I found it on my Instagram because I have no idea where it is anymore. I've moved so many times since then. It must be in the storage shed in Washington. I think it may be in there somewhere. I don't know. I'm probably never gonna see it again. If Mom finds it, she'll send it to me. But in the meantime, I thought, well, I can just make it again, which was a little weird because I was looking at the picture on my Instagram and I was like, how did I do that? Anyway, so I made this little bag. It can hold stuff. I wouldn't say heavy stuff because one thing I have noticed, the Plutolopi, even though it's been felted, I don't feel like it's gonna be as tough as the Nora was, the Curion. I love that yarn for felting, and the one I made was like greens and it was beautiful, dark greens and light greens, and I did like a little felted flower on it, but you know, use what you have, and I had Plutolopi and I knew that it would felt up just beautifully. So anyway, that is the bag, and I just used scraps again. I tried to use up as much of the black that I could at the bottom, then I just kind of striped it in.
I love the halo one.
Yeah, it's so soft.
Really?
It really softened up with the felting.
Yeah.
Like, it's still a little toothy, like you can feel that in there. Oh, I also, at the top, you can't hardly tell, but I did do like a little bit of like a scallopy kind of trim to it.
That's cute.
It's very subtle. I didn't want it to be like overbearing. Like,
I just don't know if I've seen somebody felt crochet work. I always see knit.
oh,
felt.
really?
I don't know that I've ever
I
seen
have no
crochet.
idea. For me,
Crochet's cool though. It gives it a nice pattern.
like, I guess for me, crocheting a basket or, excuse me, a bag is easier than knitting one, but I don't think
Most
I've ever knit
definitely.
one.
Yeah.
I probably could. I've done a toe-up sock before, and I'm sure that, like, you know how you start the toe of a sock to do toe-up? It probably would be about the same kind of technique to do a bag. But I'm more confident in doing this. It's a little bit easier for me. But yeah, it's just a little bag. There's the inside. You can open it up. I didn't make the I-cords quite long enough. They did shrink in the felting process, but I think it works fine. I could have made them longer. I still have yarn. I could always like make them a bit longer, but I also wanted it to be kind of this length for on my arm. That's the whole purpose. So like for me, I could take, for instance, this yarn, pop it in here with my string out. So I just popped it in there. I can pull the strings, hold it. Like, let's say this was sock yarn, and I could be knitting and pulling, and it pulls out really easy.
If the cords were any longer, I think it'd be too long.
So I thought that would be kind of fun. I'm gonna hand ball this up real fast, just so the cats don't get it and go crazy. But yeah, that took me like 3 or 4 days, so I did neglect some of my current whips. But, you know, it popped in my head, and I thought, you know, if Mom and I are going to be going on a walk, you know, it would be nice to be doing some knitting too. But yeah, finished objects, that's about it for me.
I can walk and chew gum. I can't walk and knit.
What? You can't walk and knit?
I can't walk and knit.
Oh, God.
See, I can chew gum.
I can walk and knit, but it has to be stockinette stitch. It has to be something that I'm very, like, comfortable with. Because if it's like lace, no, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But stockinette stitch or reverse stockinette I could do pretty easily. Yeah. Sipping break. So yeah, those are all my FOs. Do you have any?
Finished objects?
Yeah.
I have one finished sock.
Hey, it's a half finished object. Let's see that. Let's see that bad boy.
And this was not self-striping yarn, so I had a lot of ends to tuck. And I'm working on the next one, which is pretty good for me. But yeah, I really, really like this. I can even show you mine.
Here.
You can hold that.
So here's her sock. I don't know if y'all heard her. She's pretty quiet. She's still shy.
Oh,
but
am I not being loud enough?
No, you're.
Oh, I can definitely be loud.
Just be a bit louder so they can hear. Because you're whispering, like I can hear you, but they may not.
Okay. Well, hi everybody. So anyway, I'll let you show the yarn.
Yeah.
I don't have my glasses on.
No worries. Y'all, she just whispered to me saying for me to show the yarn because she doesn't have her readers on or her glasses, so she can't see it. So anyway, so she just made a sock, and it is not self-striping. She ended up striping it herself, and she had a lot of ends to weave in. So this is the Mondim yarn, and this was actually some sock yarn that I had that I think I made some little ankle socks out of. I think they're in my sock box. But anyway, I pretty much just told her, hey, you can do whatever you want out of these. So that is color number 1. Absolutely gorgeous. I love this colorway. So this one is, says Pink Speckle in color 201. So there is that pretty one.
Yes, it is.
And then we have the solid color, the purple, and this one, where is it at, is deep purple, color number 118. And there's that one. Just a really pretty purpley color. Yeah. So she's making some socks. She's working on her second one. But yeah. And then it looks like she has a hat.
Which seems to be Mom's favorite because they're quick projects. Okay, this one was out of, I'm trying to remember which it was. I want to say it was one of the Lopes or something, but anyway. Hat number 1, which is one of my favorites. I love slouchies, tend to do a lot of slouchies. And then I order my own little labels from an Etsy shop. I use a couple different people. I can't remember the names. We can look them up and put them on the screen later. But yeah, give it a good slouch in the back.
Oh, let's get these bangs working.
They're still used to being parted.
Like for me, like that's, whoa.
You're good. I gotcha.
Like for me, I have to like move the bangs if I want to put on a hat, because then I feel like it always looks a bit.
Oh, there you go. That's cute.
Bit doofy.
I like it with the bangs back, actually.
There we go.
Looks cute. I was gonna say, gotta get the slouch going on here on the back.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's got a good slouch to it. I like the back too. I think the top turned out really good.
Can you see it
Yeah.
on the camera?
Yeah. It shows.
Yeah, it's pretty
Turned out
comfortable.
really cute.
I like it.
It's not itchy.
Yeah, it's super soft.
So we'll look up the yarn and put it up.
Y'all, this time I was prepared. I brought a brush with me. I knew that we would be putting on a hat at some point. Pardon
We won't be
me
putting
while
on
I
the next
brush
one.
my mane.
Yeah, we won't be putting on the next one because it's a little girl hat.
All right, but yeah, there's this one. It's really cute. Mom does a lot of hats.
Yes.
That's like her preferred, like, I would say that's like what you do like for a comfort knit.
Yeah.
Something that she knows how to do it.
Something if I don't want to really think,
Yeah.
I just go.
Yeah, a mindless knit.
So,
a comforting mindless
a
knit.
lot of baby hats this year.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, she is just, out of both of us, she makes so many more hats than I do, and she does beautiful jobs for baby hats. So she makes like little baby hats. It's so cute.
Yeah, this one's
So
just
this
finished.
is the newest
So
hat.
this one is, I can't remember what the pattern is. It's in my other bag.
We'll put it on the
But,
screen below the
yeah.
pattern.
But this one's got a cute little headband, although I did attach the headband this time because it just makes it stay on a little bit better. But I like to do a lot of needlework. And then I did this one, has a little button over here that's nice and glittery and cute and adorable. But this one's for like about a 3-4-year-old little girl back home in Washington. And it's going to look really good on her. She's got long, beautiful black hair, so.
Well, and this is a cloche style hat, so
Yes.
very like 1920s, 30s-esque. I love that.
That's the top.
Beautiful
Turned out
cables.
really cute.
Yeah.
Turned out
It's
really
super
cute.
pretty.
I did knit it a little tighter though, do you notice? Tighter
A little
than
bit.
I usually do.
Yeah, that is now touching it.
Tighter for me.
Like that is pretty dense. That's gonna be
Yeah.
cozy though.
It'll keep her warm.
Do you know what yarn you used?
That is the Yarn Bee. What are we using on the Afghans? On the temperature
gosh.
blankets, Yarn Bee, sleek and
Sleep.
whatever it is. I can't remember. Can we just put it on
I'm
the
the
screen
worst
again?
at remembering. I'm gonna put everything like,
Look at my bag.
I'll put it on the screen. I think it's like Soft and Sleek.
That might be it.
Maybe.
I think that's it.
So Soft and Sleek.
That's what the hat's
by
made out of.
Yarn
Also.
Bee.
Mm-hmm.
So other than that, that's all I have for finished objects. What about you? Is that it?
That's it.
Okay.
Yep.
So I guess I could talk a little bit before we hop into whips about what I'm wearing. So this is my Weekender. And this is I believe it's a worsted weight one, because I know she has a Weekender Light by Andrea Mowry. I want to make the light one. I think it would be cute, but this is the one that I have. I just have the regular Weekender. So it has a beautiful exposed seam. I'm sure everybody's seen it. It's a reverse stockinette, so you knit it inside out. I did do a split hem. Mine's a little baby one. Very
cute,
small.
though.
But no, I absolutely love it. It's very boxy, comfy, has a beautiful boat neck.
I love the boat neck.
And it has beautiful detail work here on the shoulder. But yeah, absolutely love it. Sleeves are quite fitted. And this yarn is pilling quite a good amount. You may be able to see that. But it's probably because I wear this all the time. Like this sweater and my Felix pullover that I wore a couple episodes ago are my most worn sweaters out of all of my sweaters. These are the two I will just chuck on and wear all the time. And I don't know if it's just like a subconscious thing, knowing that these are made out of acrylic based yarns and knowing, oh, if I snag them or get them dirty or what have you, it doesn't hurt my heart or soul as much. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
I feel like, oh, it was, you know, an inexpensive sweater, because my more expensive knitted sweaters, I don't wear that often. Like, even though I love them, like I wore one when y'all came.
Right,
I wore it outside because I knew it was cold. I put it on, went downstairs into the snow. But yeah, anyway, this was out of the also Yarn Bee ID, I think it is. I'll put it down below, but I think it was like in the colorway camel or fawn. Also, I can't remember. It's on my Ravelry though, so if y'all got over to my Ravelry, which is liveinstitches, I'll put it on the screen here. You can also find me at liveinstitches on Instagram. You also have a Ravelry and Instagram. You can go ahead and tell everybody, and I'll put it on this screen right here for everyone. Where can they find you?
I don't remember.
Knitting Mimi K.
Is that what it is?
Y'all, I may have to put my mom in a home whenever she's of age, because she just forgot her handle.
It may be soon. My Ravelry may be Mimi K at nursing home.
It's okay. You don't remember? I'll put it on the screen. So I'll put it up on the screen. And just so y'all know, it's very joking. Like, I joke about it too, because I have really hard time remembering things. So I joke with my fiance Brad to put me in a home when I'm older, because and I'm not like making fun of anybody with memory issues or anything. I'm there with you.
Oh no, been there, took care of that.
Yep.
See, I have Carla R4. Is that my sign-in or is that my Ravelry name?
I'll look it up.
We'll have to look it up.
I'll look it up. But yeah, this will be a very non-traditional video, I would say. Like, from my normal like format, I would say there's gonna be a lot more giggling and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's because you added me.
Yeah, I added the fun factor.
Once I get warmed up.
But yeah, other than that, for what I'm wearing, I guess we can hop in to our, whips. Alrighty, everybody. So for our whips, we're going to show our temperature blankets. I mentioned in every single video that we've been working on our temperature blankets this year. So there's where mine's at.
So pretty.
But as y'all may be able to see, there is a very solid blue row here. And about this blue row, we ended up getting a spring blizzard here in North Dakota in Bismarck. And, oh gosh, I forgot just how many inches we got. I want to say it was like somewhere from 18 to 20-ish inches.
Yeah, almost 2 feet.
So last week, from Tuesday until Thursday, me and Brad were stuck in our apartment. Roads were just awful. Could hardly see. Like, it was quite wild for me. I've never been in weather like this before. I've always lived in Texas or in Washington, and I can tell you, for the decade I lived in Washington State, I never saw a blizzard.
No.
Never. I mean, I've seen snow there. I've seen snow come down, but never a blizzard. And everything turned out okay. It wasn't the worst thing I've been through. Honestly, I've seen thunderstorms that were scarier than this blizzard, quite honestly.
Tornado warnings. Yeah.
Tornado warnings for sure down in Texas. Those were scarier to me. But yeah, we made it through. It was just a pain because it's like you're stuck. You can't really go anywhere, especially the type of vehicles Brad and I own. We don't have like big trucks or SUVs. We drive sedans, and mine's a little coupe, so we were just gonna hunker down and stay tight. And during this blizzard, Mom and Dad were driving up to come and visit us, and well, they ended up getting stuck in South Dakota for a couple extra days.
We were in a motel.
Yeah. So now I have this beautiful blanket, and then just 5 straight days of like 20-degree weather. So the blizzard wasn't super cold either. Like it wasn't like below zero. Like honestly, in January it was colder for quite some time. But this was more wild. Like it was a very wet, heavy snow. And I actually will put in a couple pictures of Brad shoveling off our balcony. He did that a couple of times. So I just wanted him to get it off because we are up on a higher level. And I knew it was, if we didn't do it the way that we face in our building, we were getting so much more snow because of the drifting effect. And I didn't want it to be blocking our vent to our air system here in the apartment. So he set that off. So I'll put in a couple photos of that. It was really cute, but he's a sweetheart for doing that for me.
Yes, he is.
So there's my temp blanket so far for 2022. Sorry, Mom.
Nope, you're good.
Almost whacked you.
Nope, you're good.
But anyway, there's more info on my past episodes of the yarns I use, the colors. I normally show my yarn chart, but honestly, there was not much going on last week. It was this blue color. And then past 2 days, I actually got to switch back to the green, which I'm hoping the weather continues to go back into these colors because I want to get back to this mustard row.
Yes.
I want that mustard and orange because once y'all see her blanket, I'm so jealous. I wish mine had more orange in it. She's even gotten to use red.
I was in Texas.
She's gotten to use red.
In fact, I think red was the day before we left.
I'm still in all of my cold colors. I'm ready for my warm. But anyway, so that's mine. Here's Mom's.
Mine's a little bit longer. I think it's because I'm doing the chevron pattern with it. And so mine's probably close to 36 inches already. Thank you for moving that. You're probably going to have to help me hold this beast.
I got you.
And this.
Okay, so this is the beginning of her year.
And this is January. And what I do, you'll see I have like a ripple on my crochet. So I'm picking up just the back strand of the stitch that I'm working into, and I did that for January. When I got to February, I did both strands so it's flat. You might not be able to see it in the video.
Let me hold it flat.
But it's...
Because you can see the difference here. So see how flat this piece is on my hand versus down here in January. See how that changed to this ripple? So,
and that's how I can tell the difference in the months.
But from back, it looks all the same.
So
it's very cool. You may be able to actually see some shadowing in here, in between these rows for her ripples, versus down here where it's flat. So,
And what was really exciting though, well, you can see that in, I guess that would be in March, February, I guess it is, it's a lot of greens. It was reasonably warm, 50s and 60s in Texas in February, and then in March, I was in February. So we got into the oranges, it got a little bit warmer, and then it got to some red, and I was so excited. Red for me is 88 and above. And I know we had an 88, a 97, and then another 88. But then look where I got towards South Dakota and North Dakota. I got to use some cool colors finally. I even got to use my teal for the first time yesterday.
yeah, so can y'all
Day
tell
before yesterday.
tell where she left Texas and came up to visit me?
Yep, Texas to,
I think it looks pretty cool,
yep.
honestly.
I did get a couple cool days in Texas here and there.
Here, I'm gonna stand up because
Okay.
hers is a lot
There's a couple
longer
cool
than
days.
mine. Like,
It can't all get in
I think
there.
it's the
just
pattern, but also her gauge. She's a very, I would say, average to looser crocheter. I'm extremely tight for crocheting.
And I'm very,
I always have to go up a hook size.
I think I'm average. It's
But
not
hers,
too loose because
I-
there's not a bunch of holes. So I don't think I'm too loose.
I cannot wait to use this orange color
It's so
that you
fun.
have. And I have a couple of different reds in mine. Yours
Yes.
is so pretty. I wish I could use red already.
I like it next to the greens
I love it.
and then next to the blues. Going from that dark, like 88 degree to the next day was like in the 30s.
Yeah?
It's the really light blue.
I love,
Or
like,
maybe it's the
oh,
40s.
you got to use orange
just
in
crazy.
January.
The first day.
Her first row in
January
January
1st.
was
Orange
orange.
for me would be 60s probably.
60s?
60s
Okay.
or early
Look at how cool it looks this way, too.
low 70s.
Sideways.
Mine's on track to be about 10 feet long. So I
By
my
the end of the
husband,
year.
Yeah, by the end of the year it should be about 10 feet long, so my husband will be able to tuck it under his feet
Yeah.
to stay warm because I like it cold. And he doesn't. So he will stay warm. But I love my colors. And I do have to do
You're
today's.
whispering.
And I love my colors and I do have to do today. I'm a very not whispery person.
I know, this is so funny because
Why?
my mom is normally, like, way louder. But I think she's just, honestly, she's really shy, guys. So give her
can't
some
be.
love down in
I can't
the comments because she's really shy, and I appreciate her doing this.
And
for
those who
me.
know me, please leave a comment and let everybody know just how loud I can be if you've ever been to a football game next to me.
Yeah.
Let
Definitely.
people know.
Coffee sip break real fast. Those are our temperature blankets. So as you can tell, we're doing two different types of temperature blankets, even though they're the same blanket, same concept. Her temperature ranges are slightly different than mine. I added more because here in North Dakota anyway, we get like true seasons, I've noticed, like true seasons. And I wanted to make sure that since I got below zero,
Right.
I wanted to add in some extra colors. And so I do mine about almost every 10 degrees or so.
Well, you get
Changing.
below zero for a high of
For
the
a high,
day.
yeah.
I
So-
don't even get below zero for a low of the
Yeah,
day.
during
So-
December before I started mine, a good amount of December probably would have been like white because we were like negative 25 for the longest time, negative 18s for a high. But yeah, maybe towards the end of my blanket, whenever I'm
Yes.
finishing it up this
We'll be back
coming
to
winter, I'll be back to it.
Yeah.
But no, it's just fun to see the differences of what you can do. Like I'm just doing the linen stitch for crochet versus her chevron pattern. And then even like she was doing to change her chevron so she can see the different months. I thought that was really cool, like knitting it flat versus a ripple. And I feel like if you're a crocheter, you'll know exactly what she's talking
Yeah.
about whenever she's going through a back loop and stuff.
Right.
If you're a knitter, trying to think of how It would almost be like the difference between a bunch of knit and pearls for texture type
I guess
of deal.
the ripple's almost a
garter stitch almost.
Sideways.
It would be like a garter stitch.
I guess it is like a garter stitch.
Yeah, so
That's
like in crochet, it would be going through this back loop to give it a rippled effect.
Mm-hmm.
But in knitting, it would be like knitting one row in the flat, turning it, knitting back to give that ripple. They're similar, just a little bit different.
Yeah, that's a good way to explain it.
Yeah, but back to other whips that I have anyway. I've been working on Brad's sleeve to his sweater, and I already showed y'all in the last episode I finished one. And so I'm working on the second, and I've made quite a bit of progress on this one. So last week I was maybe to here, and then last episode I was about to here, and then I'm all the way up to this spot. And I think I have a couple more repeats to do. And then I finally get to start decreasing for the top of the shoulder. So I'm almost there. That happened when Mom got here is I showed her a bunch of my stuff and I had her feel this, and she was like,
so
instantly the moment you squeeze it, it's like, oh my gosh.
I thought it was going to be a little bit stiffer like the Inca Tweed.
Yeah, the Inca Tweed by Barocco had a little bit more of a, like a, I don't know, not toothiness because it wasn't scratchy, but just like more body. I guess it was a denser yarn, or maybe it was just spun a bit tighter at the company's warehouse or wherever they do that. Anyway, it could also be the fiber too, because that was a different type of wool than this. This is like, I think, super washable. But anyway, it's turning out beautiful. I'm absolutely loving it.
The purple and the golden. It's so pretty.
I love it. And he loves it too. So he's already seen, like, y'all should have seen his face when I was blocking the sleeve when he walked into his office. Because I block everything in his office, which now is their room. It's our guest room now.
It's quite comfortable.
But I had it blocking on the floor in there, and he walked in to do his stuff in there. And he was like, oh, wow. And so he's really excited to wear it. So that is another whip that I'm working on. I'm on skein number 2. I had some extra yarn left over from sleeve number 1, but since I finished that without having to weave in any ends other than the start and finish, I was like, well, I'm gonna knit the second sleeve the same way, and then whatever little bits I have left at the very end of the sweater, I'm gonna use for seaming it, because this entire sweater, y'all, is like knit in flat. Like I'm knitting each piece separately. So I believe after the sleeves, I have to knit like I think it's the back. Patterns like this tend to be the back first, and then you do the front. So yeah, I'm really excited to start the body pieces though, because in the body there is a beautiful, and I've shown pictures of what I'm making for Brad, but it is down in the description, so follow that link if you're interested. It's the Saven sweater by I think her name is Meghan. Meghan, I believe.
Once again, I don't remember.
I know, I can't. I swear I get it. It's an inherited trait because I'm so spacey.
It's not just an age thing, people.
No, I'm Space Cadet Melissa, and this is Captain Space Cadet Carla, which my mom's name is Carla. We didn't mention that earlier.
I'm known as Mom.
Yeah,
or Mama
it's always
K.
Mom. Mimi is what my nephews, her grandsons, call her.
Yep.
But anyway, there's another whip that I've been working on. I think the only other, my cardigan I'll show in a moment. I forgot to pull that out.
Yeah.
But here is my tank top.
This is
one of the ones that I just have not been working on, sadly. I love it. I love like knitting on it.
That's gonna be nice.
But literally when I was making this and just everything else, especially that crocheted shawl, I worked.
Well, you wanted to get
I finished that for like an entire, like almost an entire afternoon working on that.
It was a big birthday.
But I'll also explain why I didn't get as much of my stuff done. I guess I could do that now. So anyway, before I go to my story time, I did get about like an inch, maybe like 2-3 centimeters on there done. Because I'm trying to get to 20 centimeters before I bind off and start working, shaping the front and back pieces for this. But I am working on it whenever I can. But what happened last week, oh gosh, I can't remember the dates fully. So anyway, on the 9th of April, this is going back, so it was the Saturday after I last uploaded. Brad and I, we went to a store, which I'm not gonna name any names, but we bought some food from there, from their like, you know, grab and go dinner type situations. And we ended up eating that for dinner on Saturday night. Sunday, I woke up so sick. So that was on the 10th. I just did not feel good at all. I felt absolutely disgusting. I was dizzy, nauseous, just everything, just horrible. Just, no, I could hardly move. I didn't knit or craft or anything that day at all. On the 11th, it was the same kind of deal. I was not feeling very well. It was still like just this stomach bug. Like it was probably 2 or 3 days before I actually started feeling a bit better. So the 12th comes along and hello Aunt Flo. So if you're, you know, a person that struggles with visits monthly from Aunt Flo, then you know who I'm talking about. So she decided to come and say hi to me, and I already felt horrible from, you know, having this stomach bug, so food poisoning. And then that happens, and it's also related in the stomach area. Just inflammation, also feeling nauseous, cramps, my back was killing me, all of these things. And, you know, if that wasn't enough, we get the blizzard that day. So all 3 of these things hit me. And I literally did not start feeling better until that was the 14th, 15th, that Friday. Yeah. So that entire week last week, I hardly worked on anything because I just felt sick. The blizzard just did not help at all. But yeah, I want to say it was Thursday evening when I picked up the shawl and started finishing it. Mm-hmm. So yep. I unfortunately, because of just being sick and a good amount of pain, I just wasn't able to do quite as much because I was hoping to get to a point on the tank top where I could be like, oh, hey, this is almost done, because I would like to get that finished before summer gets here. But at the rate I'm going, it may not happen.
But now your stomach feels better, your tummy's better, and the snow is slowly melting.
And today's a sunny day.
And we got here.
Yeah, and y'all got here,
we
which
finally
is
were
nice.
able to get here.
Oh, it's been so nice.
Boy, what a trip.
Having people here other than cats to talk to. Let me grab my Belmont cardigan. I'll show y'all some progress on that real fast.
Yes.
Okay. Alrighty. So, Belmont cardigan is here. Excuse me. I just burped.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I made a good amount of progress on this, though. I worked on this little bit on Thursday night after I started feeling a bit better. Friday, like the morning part of Friday, I still felt a little iffy after that, and so I didn't get to work on this until Friday night also. So both those nights I worked on this a bit more.
But with lace work, you have to feel pretty
there's
good
no
to be able
way.
to do lace work.
So I got a good amount done. So here's my progress keeper from last video. And now I'm up to here. So I got a good amount done on here. And the exciting thing is, you may be able to tell, I got to separate and bind off for the sleeves. So there's the armpit line.
That's gonna be
so anyway, it is looking so cool. So it'll be about right in here.
Yep. That's gonna be pretty.
Check out that lace. I think it looks so pretty.
It is pretty. It's super pretty.
Yeah, actually, I think because I'm working on this side right now currently, and I think I actually got to do like a decrease here, so I'm starting to decrease for the arm hole. So Yeah, I'm excited. I got a good amount done on that project at least.
did.
So that made me feel a bit better that I wasn't just completely neglecting all of my things. But
It's a good idea to put the stitch marker or the progress
Yeah.
keeper from the last video. So you can
yes.
see how much
So
you've
I
done.
like to do that for all of the viewers. Like I don't do
Yeah.
it on every single project. Maybe
Yeah,
I
but-
should. But it is a nice way because for me, I see my progress every day. But for some of the viewers who are, you know, like if y'all are watching and like, oh, how much did she do? It's like, I
Yeah.
actually did do a significant amount. I mean,
Yeah.
that's at least like 2 inches.
Yeah, at least.
2 inches. Yeah.
And that's lace work.
Oh,
that
yeah.
Takes it's a little more than 2 inches.
But it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. And the back is just a stockinette stitch. I'm so excited to finish this.
That's going to be pretty.
I cannot wait
It's going to be really
to
pretty.
try this on. So I'm really hoping that by the next video I can at least have a front panel done. I think it would be this one.
I can't
which
wait
is
to see it finished, soaked and blocked.
Oh yeah.
It's
Oh
gonna
yeah,
be
finished.
beautiful.
Yeah. Like cuz I want
After
I
it's
cannot
been blocked and stuff. It's
I
gonna be
really hope I
gorgeous.
get this one done. The
Mhm.
front left. So there's that. That's all of my whips. Do you have any
You know,
others?
that's one thing I do miss when I'm working with acrylic yarns.
Mhm.
Is that animal.
I
miss
know,
that animal smell.
Like because lately I have, well, we both
Yeah.
have been working a lot more with acrylic yarns.
Yep.
And I think partially for me it is due to one, budget, but two, there's not a local yarn shop here in
Right.
Bismarck. The closest one I could find is over in Minnesota, which I'm hoping to go to.
Yes, I think we're going to have a girls' road trip.
We're gonna do a road trip, hopefully. Maybe not this week, but next week. And if we
Yes.
do, I will be taking footage, and I'll be able to show y'all. Hopefully, some footage of just the road trip over there, and then maybe if they allow me to film in the store, I'll ask. But I may be able to get like some pictures, if anything. But I think like knitters and like yarny people appreciate things like. I think that they'll let me film.
Oh, I'm sure.
I think they'll let me
Usually,
film.
if you ask, they'll let you. Plus, it's kind
Yeah.
of a, what do you call it? Advertisement for them
Yeah.
a little bit.
So who knows? I think it would be fun though. I'm already kind of getting ideas of what I would possibly like to purchase because I've already spoken to Brad and he's already like told me like pretty much like, oh yeah, here's your budget.
Yeah, he gave you a budget.
Or here's the amount that you know that we can spend when you go there. So
But Mama will be
yeah.
there, so.
Oh, so what does that
I
mean?
might buy a little bit.
Oh, I
extra
know
for
you're.
you, too,
Oh
so.
my God, I'm gonna be
We'll get what we
spoiled.
We're gonna go. We'll have a little budget, or
I
a
want to
little
look.
bigger budget.
I want to look for some silk mohair. That's one thing I do want to keep my eye out for because I don't have any in my stash. I don't
We'd
have
have
any.
to order it from Chris if we can't find it.
Yeah, I'm sure they've got.
Somebody will have it.
Almost every yarn
We'll find
shop
some.
has silk mohair. If not, I can always find some online
Yeah,
somewhere.
we'll find it somewhere.
I do have one more work in progress. I forgot
Do
to
you want to
mention.
show yours? Okay, show
Yeah,
yours.
I'll
and then
finish up
show-
and then
I've
I'll-
only got two.
Yeah, I'll show mine and then she'll show hers real
I
fast.
guess I only have one more. I've only got one more anyway.
One more.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Oh, yes.
I showed this last week.
So cute.
So my little knitted animal friends book. Here is the rabbit I'll be making.
The rabbit's so cute.
She's so cute.
I think it's as much the clothes as it is the little animal.
I know, like I love
Clothes
that
are
little
just
dress.
so adorable.
I love that. I hope it's showing up okay. I can't see the camera at all.
Yeah,
But-
it was.
I love the little cardigan with the carrots on it. And those things, like I have all of the yarn. It finally came because of the blizzard.
Yes.
Everything was delayed. But I have the yarn for the actual
Those are-
bunny. But for the clothes, it hasn't come in yet. I had a special order that yarn from, I think I got the Cotone from Fioletti online. So I think it's Acacia yarn? Is it Acacia yarn?
I think that's it.
Or was it a Lang yarn? I can't remember.
Boy,
Anyway,
don't get me lying.
so I bought that because I couldn't find any of the yarn that they suggested online. I found it on yarn.com, but they were out. of like almost every color that I needed.
Oh.
And so I was like, well, darn, I was hoping to get a little discount from them, but they didn't have it, so I ended up finding it on Fioletti. I think I said that right. But anyway, so I'm making the bunny for my little niece Mavis over in Washington. So it's Brad's niece.
So cute.
And anyway, I got the little head portion done, so you can kind of see how this is going to be its little nose and this is its little face.
Cute.
It's not stuffed or blocked yet. I literally just finished it this morning.
So soft.
Yeah.
It's so soft.
So there is that little bunny
It's gonna
head.
be so cute.
I think it's adorable. I love making little animals. I love it.
I really think I want to do the raccoon.
And I am making that.
Or the horse.
Oh,
I love the horse too.
I have all my yarn on the floor. I'm making it out of the comfy fingering yarn from Knit Picks. So this is the same yarn I'm going to be making one of my camisoles out of. I think it's camisole number 5. So I'll be making one out of this, but I loved the feeling of it, so I bought some for her rabbit. So I got this one's going to be for the little feet and inside the ears of the bunny, and then this color will be for the actual body. And so the full body will be in the color Parchment, the same one that I already have. And then this one, I believe it's Ivory. Yeah, so this is the Ivory colored one. So anyway, I am working that on, what, size 2 needles? Yeah, size 2, and I'm using my little Shorties by Chiagu. It's just knit in the flat, so I just put on my, I think it's my 8-inch cord, and then my longer tip needles in that set. And I'm just working back and forth. It's been very nice. I absolutely love it. I love the feeling of the yarn, which the specs on this are 75% Pima cotton and 25% acrylic.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got softness from that cotton.
Oh, it's soft.
But
it's really nice.
It doesn't feel like, some people will, I've heard say how it feels like plasticky, or
Really?
when they're knitting it they hear squeakiness. This doesn't sound like that because of the cotton in it. And I will also say, like the Yarn Bee yarns, I haven't noticed that.
Yeah.
I haven't noticed that squeaky feeling or sound.
And you knit and crochet tight. I would think you'd feel it.
Yeah, because I do both in crochet and knitting. I'm very
and in
tight.
this, I mean, I don't feel anything.
No,
it's soft. And it's going to have a pretty drape.
I
mean,
love
look at
Knit
that.
Picks. I love their yarn. Like,
It's
so
gonna have a
far,
nice
it's
drape.
been like batting for thousands so far with Knit Picks yarn. I have not had a yarn from them that I've despised or been really saddened by.
Yeah.
Like, they're all great.
Yep. Okay, I've got one whip.
Yep.
I need my glasses for this
Go
one.
for it.
Okay. Glasses for this one. Okay, I am making my first ever, second. I've made 2 shawls. Have I made 3?
I don't know.
I've made 3 shawls. This is my 3rd shawl. So this one's the Reina shawl. I can't remember who it's by. You know my memory. We'll have Melissa put it up because I
I'll
can
put
look
it
it
on
up.
the screen.
And help me hold that end so we can show the.
We'll show the right side because that's the back.
Is that the back? Okay, there we go. Now we got it going the right way. But anyway, I chose this yarn just by mistake. Didn't even know what I was going to make with it because it was next to our temperature blanket yarn. And I reached up and I felt it, and it is some of the softest yarn I've ever felt. And the pattern is actually super easy. The yarn is amazing.
So that's
It's like
Spinesse.
Spinesse, I think is how you say it. Spinesse.
By Yarn Bee. And it's
it is viscose and polyester. 75% viscose, 25% polyester. And it is some of the most luscious stuff I think I've ever felt. But the pattern is really simple. I even had to pull this section back out up here at the top, my lacy part, because I dropped a stitch. I don't suggest doing that because it dropped down so quick and so fast I had to go back and pull it all out to here. So yeah, don't drop a stitch on that one. But it was salvageable. I love to frog work, so yeah.
She likes to rip it. Rip it out.
Rip it on, rip it out.
Rip it good.
Yeah, rip it good.
I feel like sometimes for me with like frogging or ripping out rows, even though it seems like it's like, oh, I don't want to do this, I feel better once I do it and fix it.
Yes. Otherwise, you're always going to look at that spot.
Yeah. And, sometimes, I don't know. I kind of go both ways, because if it's a big mistake and very noticeable, I feel like I don't mind going back and fixing it.
Oh, yeah.
But if it's a minor one and only I notice it, then I leave it.
Especially if it's a project for you.
Exactly.
Although I did on that hooded scarf that I made you, there is one spot where I messed up.
On a cable?
On my cable. I cabled it backwards. Notice. You will never see it, but I see it.
Because I've done
it was with love.
Yep. Yeah.
I made it with love.
And I've done the same thing with cabled stuff, where if it's the wrong orientation, like if I didn't move it to the front and I moved it to the back or what have you, it's fine.
And I was far, it was like literally, y'all, it was this far down. I wasn't going to rip that much out to go back and
if it were an inch, if you would have made the mistake, didn't know about it, and you were only maybe an inch away, then you may pull it out. But like she was like 10 inches or so away. No, I wouldn't have gone back either. I would have left it, but like I said last episode, it's like those little things, that's what, make it homemade and not from a store. So I feel like little things like that give it personality.
It's made with love.
Yeah. That's pretty much all that we are working on and what we have finished. But I do know in the past episodes I've mentioned our Soldotna sweaters. So before we hop over to our little sit and chat, I think that we need to do a little costume change. So these are our Soldotna crops or sweaters. I've already mentioned how I got the inspiration to make mine the holiday kind of version one.
So pretty.
And I've already talked all about that in episodes past, so go give those a look if you want to see. It's also on my Ravelry of the colors that I actually chose. So yeah, this is mine. Mine's probably hitting right at I don't know,
mid-hip bone?
I don't know. It's not my hip bones are a little bit down here, an inch down. So it's because my waist is up here. I don't know what you would call that, pant level, jean level. I don't know. But I just did everything that it kind of talked about. I think I did tubular cast off. I don't know if you can see it. It's so freaking tiny. But
I think you did. It feels like you did.
Yeah, I did a tubular cast off, and I can't tell, what did I do? Did I do a tubular cast on? I think I did.
Yeah, I think you did.
So I also did a tubular cast on here, and the colors I chose were this beautiful red, a very light blushy pink, and this green, this darker green color along with the ivory.
So pretty. I love the Christmas colors.
I love that. It's very Christmassy.
It's like pine trees and cranberry sauce.
Yeah, because also on her pattern, I think that the actual pattern is cropped. It has kind of flea stitches in here, so it has color specks all the way down, which I omitted. I didn't want that. I wanted just a colorful yoke, and then I wanted a solid body. I also wanted longer sleeves because even though I'm making some tank tops, I plan on wearing them with shawls and cardigans. I don't like showing my upper arms. I'm just a little self-conscious of them. Even though I'm working out, I feel like they're getting stronger, which I love, but I'm just a little self-conscious of them. But anyway, I made, oh God, these are almost 3/4 length sleeves on me.
I
know. Isn't that pretty? I'll show it real fast. So I did, I am spacing on what this is called.
Is it
what is that called? It's some type of braid, a Latvian braid. There we go, I remembered. So I did a Latvian braid on here with some of the green, and I did it on each side. And what I did for my sleeves, I just knit straight, and then I did some fast decreases towards the bottom. I can't remember exactly what I did, but yeah, I just did, you know, in sets of however many, and I just decreased almost like for a hat.
Yeah.
Almost for like a hat. And and so I did about 3/4 length of sleeves. So I don't know, I normally like shove them up anyway for regular sweaters, but this hits perfectly, and as you can tell, there's not that much give here, so I can't really pull them up much farther on my arm, but that's fine. I mean,
good, 'cause
they're
that way
pretty
they don't
comfortable.
stretch out either, though.
Yeah, they're pretty comfortable. But I remember I started working on this, and you noticed it, and I was showing her pictures of it. She's like, "Oh, that's beautiful." I'm like, "Yeah, it is." And you know, the pattern's not that, you know, expensive. The yarn I used was not that expensive. This is the Yarn Bee 44th Street, and that'll be linked down below too. Yeah. But then I talked her into doing it too, and hers turned out really pretty.
It's different colors because I like a lot of greens and stuff like that. Melissa actually helped me pick out the colors because I'm just, you know, wanted to make sure I got the colors right. But I did the German twist cast on my neck. I know you can't see that, but
it's very stretchy.
I made sure. I gotta stand up and show you.
Do it.
I did mine to where the back is just a little bit longer than the front, and I did my little.
Here, turn a bit more.
Which way? This way.
Yeah. So you can really see it.
I didn't get a little closer.
Yeah. So she did a split hem?
Yeah.
Split hem, yeah.
A little split hem so that I don't stretch it out around my rear end. But I also made sure that my ribbing at the bottom was the same width as the ribbing look around the split.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I didn't go longer, which I wish I had done the body part. About 2 or 3 inches longer and kept this like it is, but done the main part a little bit longer so that this would be down to here.
Because you did like here on your split, you kept that about like what, an inch?
Yeah, it's about an
wide.
inch.
Okay.
Yeah, it's about an inch.
And it's a garter stitch that you did here for some extra stretch if you want to turn and show. I don't know if they saw that. So she did a garter stitch here. So this was a big modification in the pattern. Like I remember her texting me and I was like, I don't know. She figured it out. But she split it here, and on either side of that split she did garter stitches until she got to the ribbing, and then she did the what is that, knit one purl
just
one?
Just knit one purl one, yeah.
That's really cute.
And then I did my sleeves. I wanted to make my own sweater because every sweater I buy in store that fits here, my sleeves end up hitting here because I've got really long wingspan. So I made sure to make my sleeves longer. But I did the tapered. I did my decreases every, fitted. I think it was 10 or 12.
Nice,
so
it's a very nice fit.
Because I don't like it droopy because when I reach, I don't want it getting in my tees and everything
you can
else.
See the difference in like just the different construction of it. Like mine has like hers is like fitted to her arm. It looks very sleek, but you can see how mine has like this drape towards, like I can grab that.
See, but your arms are so little that it's okay to have a little drape too.
It's the design. Like even if I had it fitted, it would look more like yours.
See,
like
and
that.
I can't do drapey.
But
I can do drapey, but I don't like drapey.
I love the way that you did that.
But I ended, because of the way I did my colors, I ended up with like these little houses looking things. Yeah. They look like little houses where you got the V's and the cranberries.
Yeah, so I did do some modification of like color placement. So like in here on my stripes, like how my mom's are just the I'm blanking and it's right in front of me. Yellow. Yeah. I couldn't think of the color. But the mustardy yellow here, she did that with the gray for stripes where I did red and white, but I changed my green. Like I just played around. I kind of just went with it and thought, hey, I want
make another one.
I know. I love it. I want to make it.
And it didn't take that long.
I know.
And that was a lot of stitches around on mine.
Yeah, it was because it's a comfort.
Stitches.
It's stockinette stitch in here, and it's so
Yeah.
comfortable. Like I mostly wear mine during the holidays, because it is holiday themed. Where
Right.
yours you can wear like pretty much any day of the year if
Yeah,
it's cold.
If it's cold.
Because it's kind of like a hey.
It doesn't get a
Put
lot
it
of
on.
use right now after being in Texas for 10 months.
Yeah, I would like to get
It'll get more use in Washington.
one with neutrals. Maybe make one in like, I don't know, like I don't want to do a speckly one, but I do like speckly kind of, I guess a neutral, something kind of this color, but then add some black in here or dark
Oh, yeah.
brown,
That would be
and
pretty.
then add like another color for a pop. I think that would look really cool. But again, like I just played around with these colors because I've seen some beautiful Soldotna
Yeah.
crops where they're using a bunch of beautiful hand-dyed yarns, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. But for me, I wanted a holiday one. I was inspired, and I loved the one that I saw, and
It's pretty.
yeah, I love it.
I might
Absolutely
do one
love
with
it.
grays and pinks.
I think that would be cute.
Yeah. Get
Grays
the
and
right,
pinks.
like a dusty rose pink.
That would be
Not
really
too pink,
cute.
but dusty rose pink and a gray of some sort.
I would love
And a
to
couple
see
other
that.
colors thrown in there.
Yeah. But I think it absolutely looks so good on you, those colors,
Well, I
because of
think
the
both them
blue.
look really good.
Because my mom has
Because of my
green
green
eyes.
eyes?
Yeah, my mom, you're like, oh.
You're really green.
So she has naturally like green eyes, and they're very like
Are they green today?
bluey
Sometimes
green.
they're
Like
blue.
her eyes will change colors. So sometimes they're blue, sometimes they're green, depending
see,
on
they change by
what
my
she's
mood.
wearing. But I think it's because of the blue eyeliner I put on her today. I did her makeup
Oh yeah,
on
I
her
can't see to
eyes.
do makeup anymore.
So when I was doing her eye makeup, I put some blue on there for her, and I think it really pops the blue. It looks really pretty.
I told you this is the only second time this year I've worn makeup.
I love it. I need another sip.
I
I'm
won't
sorry.
say.
All this talking has my throat dry.
Mm-hmm. The water's good though.
Oh, you can see it's been folded. You can see this seam. So this is
Mine's that way
normally
down the
not
back.
here. This is because it's been under the bed in storage.
Oh, and I can say too that almost everything I make, I'm gonna have to send it now.
What?
Anyway, I send it to Melissa to do my soaking and my blocking
Oh, yeah.
because it's not my favorite job and I don't have the mats that she has. So
Yeah. Oh gosh, like I don't mind either. That's one of my favorite parts is I am a huge process knitter. I love the entire process of a project. I love sitting there knitting it. I love getting through the pattern. I love soaking things and blocking them and pinning them just right. I'm obsessive about it. I love
I
it.
like to tuck ends.
See,
Is that weird?
I love doing that too. Like
Because I like to
find
do
that
it perfect.
Yeah, I don't find it like a chore like some people. Like some people absolutely
like
hate weaving in ends, which I want to know down below if you like weaving in your ends or if you don't. I don't mind it. I don't say, I wouldn't say that I love it, but I don't mind it. Like, it's like, oh, okay, no big deal. And especially if I do it while I'm going. Like with this color work, like if I did this red, maybe when I was done with this pink, I went back and I did the end for the red. I just do it as I go, I guess. Or sometimes I will actually kind of loop it in the back when I'm catching floats. I sometimes do that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't find it that horrible. I don't mind it. So let us know.
Yeah.
Because we don't mind it.
I know one thing that we both do different. I want to know what people think.
What?
I like to pull my yarn from the inside, and it drives Melissa crazy. She's an outside that. Look, y'all, I am going out the inside.
She likes to live dangerously. That's how I see it because I've always pulled from the outside. Like
Melissa likes to
always.
go from the outside. I can't do it,
I pull
y'all.
from the outside. So here's my temperature
Cannot do
blanket.
it.
It's connected to the outside of the ball.
Nope.
See, she pulls from the center.
When I pull from the outside, my yarn flops around like a fish out of water. It gets, or a washer out of balance. It goes everywhere.
Oh my gosh. See, I never have that issue.
And when I pull from the
Never
center,
had
I get
that
a little
issue.
bit extra tension. Sometimes I get a rat's nest, as you well saw.
Oh,
But
I
yeah.
actually recently have switched my tension. So I
What
used
do you
to while I have this out, what I used to do to tension my yarn is I used to just only wrap it around my finger like this while I'm knitting.
That's what I
right?
do.
Well, now I've been wrapping it around my pinky and also around my finger once. Yeah, I've been doing that, and I found that it's maybe a little bit tighter. I mean, I always end up having to go up a needle size anyway, but I feel like it makes the stitches look more even. And sometimes even like with the crochet, I only do it around this finger whenever I'm crocheting and working off of the line, because then I can always just pull it back, or I don't know, it just seems to work better.
And for me, like when I'm working with this real thin, almost fingerling, it's easier for me to just go twice around my little finger. I'll just go twice.
Twice?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I go
But
like...
I'm constantly switching it all the time, though,
Yeah.
I feel like.
Because I started like doing this,
I'll have to try doing that, just see
and then
how
I
it feels.
also go like that.
Yeah.
And then I can pull it to tighten it, and it just makes picking a little bit easier for me. But yeah, either one of those, I don't know. I just started doing it one day and I liked it, and I think that it makes my stitches look a little more uniform. I hope that these are a comforting video for you to watch whenever you tune in to just like sit and knit, craft, crochet, sew, whatever you would like to do. I don't mind keeping you company because that's what I enjoy doing with all of these knitting podcasts.
Yep.
I love to sit and knit. That's what I love doing. I love watching what other people are crafting on. I've said it already once before. I don't have many like friends, especially ones that craft or knit, and so I like to see it as like a way to, you know, get to know everybody and see what everybody's working on. So, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Alrighty.
And the more we watch podcasts, the more knitting we get done.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what do you want to talk about?
Well, I was just gonna, I was thinking, you know, that I started crocheting when I was 7, so I've been crocheting for 50 years, if that tells you anything. Can't remember, how old were you when you started
Crocheting?
Did you crochet before you knit?
Yes. Oh gosh. And I've
so.
mentioned that you taught me how to crochet. I remember I was in middle school.
So it's been a while.
I think that I was, oh gosh, I don't even know how old I was. Was I 12, 11? 11 or 12? Anywhere from
So it's
10 to
been a
12.
while.
10 to 12, let's just say, somewhere in that range. She taught me how to crochet. And I remember when you taught me how, literally she was just having me just like crochet back and forth type of thing.
Oh yeah.
But it always ended up in triangles. I didn't know what I was doing wrong. I'm like, what the heck? And she was trying to explain to me like, oh, it's because you have to like go into this spot and chain 1 or 2, whatever stitch.
Chain.
I was like, what? And so I never really did that much with crochet when I was younger. I think I managed to get like a square at that time, but I didn't crochet at all through high school.
No.
Like at all.
Well, high school's busy.
Like, I knew how
busy.
to do it, and I tried like every now and then, like you do like a crochet chain bracelet or something.
Yeah.
I remember doing like one of those once.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, like I don't think I did any kind of actual substantial project.
Yeah.
Until I was out of high school. I was at the time dating a guy and living with him, and I think I made some dishcloths or something. But then, yeah, that was about it for my crocheting experience.
Yeah.
I mean, the most crochet I've done has literally been since I've been dating Brad and got engaged to him and living with him. Like, I've made my Totoro during the pandemic when it first happened.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You didn't crochet much before
I didn't
that.
crochet
It was all
that
knit.
often. It was always knitting because I fell in love, y'all, with knitting.
Boy, knitting.
Fell in love with knitting. I love it. I love crochet too now. I'm finding more and more that I'm really enjoying crochet. It is the temperature blanket. I honestly think it is, because I have honestly found, I'll try and put a picture up too, a really pretty blanket that looks like sunflowers.
Oh my goodness gracious.
It's really pretty, and
That
I think I
sounds
can
pretty.
figure it out. I'm going to put up a picture of what I found, But yeah, I'm excited.
Did you see, I hope I can mention this, did you see the crocheted blanket that Elsa did? That Baron was giving her such a bad time about, that her crochet was just taken up everywhere. She did this big round crocheted Afghan blanket. It's beautiful. It's like got flowers. We'll have to find that.
I'll
that
have to
YouTube.
find it. I'll put their channel down below also. She's talking about Elsa, Ray, and Baron. They're these wonderful, like, nomadic couple that they live in a teardrop? No, a scamp trailer. Yep. I thought it was the teardrop trailer, but no, it's the scamp trailer. And I think that they actually just purchased some land.
Yes.
Some raw land here in America. In Colorado, yeah. And
Don't mention that much.
Anyway, I'll link it down below. They're wonderful people. They have great videos. Oh my gosh. But anyway, apparently she crochets.
Oh, she crochets. Ask Baron. She crochets.
Oh my god!
But it's so cute. She did the blanket's just beautiful that she did. It sounds like what your sunflower is.
Is it a scrappy one?
But no, it's no. We'll just have to find it. Okay. I'll show you because it's really really cute. But on knitting, knitting came about because we had just moved to Washington from Texas. It was just me, Melissa, and her sister Lauren. We moved up there to take care of my dad and my stepmom because she had dementia. That's quite the journey. Anyway, and we moved to a little town called LaConner, and I was walking around. I don't know, you were out of school. Were you with me?
I was graduated. No, I was graduated at the time. So it was 2011 when we moved, because I graduated in 2011. And then
so it's been September of 2011 is when I would have gone into the shop.
Yeah. So we moved up there in June. And then I want to say it was around September that because I was at the house, so we lived in a little cottage. So maybe,
Street.
Well, I don't want to say too much.
Okay, well, that's all that needs to be said.
But I just don't want to give any, I don't know. I like to keep some things a little hidden and personal.
That's a good idea.
Just for safety things, very safe. But anyway, no, it was like on 2nd Street, little cottage. I guess we can say that in LaConner. Yeah. But yeah, I was maybe at the time 2 blocks away. Yeah. Yeah. So I'll let you finish.
And I just went walking downtown and I saw this little yarn shop, and I decided I was going to go inside and check it out. And she had a little sign saying she was looking for
like help
at the counter, counter help type of thing. And I went in and started talking to her and told her, I'd been crocheting for lots and lots of years and so on and so forth. And she asked if I could knit. Well, I couldn't, and I could do everything else in the store. I embroider, cross stitch, needlepoint, anything else in the store except knit, which was important to know at this shop.
Oh my gosh.
And so Chris said, well, let me teach you real quick. And she got out a set of needles and some yarn. And I had tried to knit when I was probably in my 20s. And I couldn't get it. They showed me how to knit, and the cast on was just that simple: twist the yarn, put it on the needle, twist it, put it on the needle.
Oh, the thumb.
I mean, it just didn't work out right for me. I'll demonstrate
just in case people don't know.
Please.
And this is on teeny tiny needles. I'm so sorry, but she's talking about like when people have it just around the thumb. And actually, let me slip knot this because it always starts with the slip knot. But there's a long tail cast on where you're using both of these strands and you're kind of doing like a through the hole, wrap it around, pull it through situation, right? Well, she's talking about like just a single strand. You literally wrap it around your finger. You're just going through the back and pull.
The simplest thing ever.
And pull. I mean, it's not too bad, but it makes it really tight for a cast on. I will say that.
It's a tight cast on, and it just doesn't look as finished, and I'm sorry if that hurts anybody's feelings. I'm not trying to do that. It just wasn't for me. And also, the person that tried to show me when I was younger showed me how to throw. When she was showing me, she was showing me the whole knit and throw. Well, I could not pick it up for my life, literally.
So English style was not her game. Like, and English is where you're working with like your dominant hand, whether that be left or right, but you're actually throwing it while you hold.
Right.
So you're like let's pretend this is all connected. You're like going into the stitch, you're wrapping it and pulling it through.
Right. Could not do it for my life, because when I crochet holding my yarn just like this.
Yeah.
Like we showed earlier when we were showing tension. I crochet the same way. I crochet and I pull it through.
Yeah.
And this time, I crochet and I pull it through.
Yeah.
Well, when Chris picked it up and started knitting, I was just like, wow. Number one, she did the long tail.
Yeah.
Is that what we call it?
And Chris is the owner of the yarn shop.
Yes. That is in O'Connor. And she did the long tail cast on. Well, the way she did it, I could pick it up because the yarn was in my left hand the same way as I do when I crochet.
It was like that light bulb just went
It
off.
was ta-da!
like, wow. It's like,
I mean,
check it out.
The angels sing.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
It was like one of those moments like, oh my gosh.
10 minutes, y'all. 10 minutes I was knitting.
Know? Yeah.
10 minutes.
Yeah, because I remember
swear,
at the
10
time
minutes.
you texted me because I was at the house. Lauren was at school, I think. So my younger sister was in high school.
Yes, she was still in school.
So she was in school. I was at the house, and I forgot what I was doing. I was doing something. Anyway, I was just there, and I got a text, and she more or less told me, like, you have to come down here and see this.
Yes.
And so I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, let's go. You know, let's go see what's going on. And so I walked down there, and she's pretty much like, look at what I can do. And I'm like, oh wow, check that out. And she's like, I can show you how to do it, and then we can knit together. So I just remember her sitting down. She gave me these, I think they were circular needles.
I'm sure they were clovers. No, they were straight.
They were straight?
Yep.
I can't remember, but
they were clover straight to
the
teach
bamboo,
you.
the bamboo,
Yes,
the straight
yes.
bamboo needles.
And I think they were even 8s because we always did everything
they were
on
8s.
But then your first, I mean, we did the basic. We did like 3 or 4 rows of just basic garter stitch, teaching ourselves.
Which I got that so fast. I felt like the moment that, for some reason with crochet, I felt like, I don't know, like it made more sense in my brain. Like I can't explain it, but in my brain, I felt like knitting made way more sense because the moment she taught me like how to do the cast on, I was like, oh, this isn't too bad. It's a little bit like crochet where you do a chain, but you're leaving it on a needle.
Yes.
And I kind of liked that they were being held safe. I felt like where with crochet, they're kind of dangling there, and I'm like, oh no, who is who? You know, where is this? You know? But I just remember like doing the knitting back and forth, and I was like, wow, this isn't bad. This isn't bad.
But then you got the circulars. It was a 16-inch circular.
Yeah.
I think it was probably about a 5 because that was her first project, Melissa's first knitting project. That's so surprising, but she's so smart when it comes to knitting. But her first project was a slouchy hat.
Yeah.
Literally a slouchy hat. If you know what, do I have the book? I may have the book. I have the book.
Yeah. So my very first project, I wanted it to be a hat. I didn't want to do it.
Right there, that hat. Can you see it, or is it too much glare? Can you get it?
Maybe there.
That slouchy. The first project the girl does is this slouchy.
I loved it. But at the time, slouchies were huge. And I absolutely just, I wanted to do a hat. Like, I don't know why. I think it's because with crochet, I only ever did squares. And I just wanted to do something I could wear. Like, I wanted something I could wear right away.
Yep. Later.
Yep. And yeah, so I made a hat, and it turned out absolutely, I would say
almost
it turned out
perfect.
90%.
Yeah.
It was 90% great at the end. I finished it, 100% done, but on critiquing, I would say 90%.
We found it.
Yeah,
we found it when we were going through the storage shed. We found her very first hat she ever made. Like, that would have been, what, 10 years prior?
Yeah.
Probably close to it.
So let's say...
And you could see the little...
Oh yeah,
drop
like
stitch.
yeah. I mean,
But it was so precious.
you look at it and it's like you can obviously tell that I couldn't quite distinguish a knit from a purl, because you would see ribbing and then it would switch to seed stitch and then go back to ribbing. There was some moss stitch in there, and then you say drop stitch, but I think maybe I was just trying to be creative and do lace at the time.
So it was a yarn over.
So there were some holes in this hat, but overall it did look like a slouchy hat from afar.
Yeah.
It's just when you got close,
well,
it was like,
in the
wow.
back.
Yeah,
It was at the bottom. It was at the bottom and underneath the slouchy, so it really didn't show. I mean,
But literally after that hat, I was like, you know what?
Impressive.
It's like, I'm going to teach myself how to do cables. So I got onto YouTube and I taught myself everything from there. Like, Mom taught me how to do the basics that you need to knit.
Yep.
So to cast on, knit, purl, bind off.
Yep.
Those are the main things. Which
You taught me how to cable.
Yeah, I taught her pretty much everything else. Like, she taught me the foundation steps to knitting, and then I'm like, hey, this is how we're going to cable. This is what we're going to do. I learned how to do this. This is what, look how cool this is.
How do you do the Kitchener stitch again?
Yeah.
Look it up on YouTube.
Socks. I've taught her how to do socks because I love making socks.
Sweater.
Example. Sweater. I talk her into things, I've noticed. The first thing she's talked me into is this temperature blanket, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I finally did one.
Yeah. I love doing like little knit-alongs and stuff, I think it's fun. But anyway, that's all I can
That's all I can think
of. I think it's time for some lunch here pretty soon. Yeah, it is noon here. Almost 1.
The girls haven't come.
It's catnap o'clock.
Oh, they ate right beforehand. So
yeah, they were crazy for a little bit before we started filming, but they're actually sleeping. I think they're in on the bed. Yeah. Because they're not out here. But anyway, thank y'all if you've tuned in and have stayed this long. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Look forward to the next one here, not next week, but the following week, which will be the first week of May.
That's true.
That I'll be posting again.
Yep.
I hope you enjoy this content. Give us a like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. That would mean so much to me if you could. Also, leave comments. I love talking to y'all down below. It really makes my day whenever I get a notification on my phone that someone has left a comment. Because then I instantly get on and I want to reply. Like, I read it and reply. I love it. I love hearing from all of y'all. And I've actually been able to speak to some other creators that are on here that put up videos, and I've subscribed to them as well, which if none of y'all know, if you go over to my channels tab on my profile, you can look at everybody I'm subscribed to. So I do have that public. I'm not shy about that. So if you're looking for some other, knitting podcasts, there may be some on there that you may not have seen yet. But yeah, I will link some down below if I can remember. But honestly, the easiest thing to do is to go to that channels tab on my profile on here and look at everybody.
Yep.
There are a couple that aren't knitting related. There's some ladies on here that I follow that are cleaning related because I love cleaning. I mentioned that last time. I love to clean. She knows. She's seen it already. They keep telling me.
I love to do laundry. She loves to clean.
I love to do everything. Except I'm not a huge fan of laundry. I think it's the folding. I hate folding it and putting it away.
I hate putting it away.
But other than that, I don't mind.
Putting it away is your dad's job.
Anyway, I loved being here again, getting to share with y'all. Sorry I didn't have too much to show on progress because of being sick in a blizzard, but
you can make up for it.
Yeah. I'll do some fun stuff, and I'm very excited to show stuff that we get from the shop.
Yes.
I think that'll be fun. Yes. And some footage from the drive.
Show the trip. Yeah. Yep.
Alrighty.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
And I keep looking away. I just want people to know she has pictures on her TV, so if I look away, it's because a picture pops up and gets my attention.
Oh, so. It's fine. It happens. Like, I look away too, but... I think for the most part, we're just chill people. We're real casual around here. And anyway.
I'm about to get my tea back.
Yeah. We're going to go and have some lunch and have some tea and some more coffee for myself. I need the energy.
I need tea.
I have to go and get started on some birthday dinner preparations for Brad. I'll try and put some stuff up at the end of this. I'm not sure if I have too much footage of what I've been up to, but I do know I've taken some videos on Instagram and posted it there, so I'll try and put it in at the end. But if I'm unable to, enjoy some pictures at the end, and I will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Happy birthday, dear Brad. Happy birthday.